Well, it wasn't quite India's ever-grand moment, but when DHFL, with its nearly 1 lakh crore book, defaulted, it caused a huge tremor in the NBFC market, in the housing finance market, and even in the real estate market. But a white knight, a savior, came in the form of Ajay Piramal, and today, Piramal Enterprises has completed its takeover of DHFL. Joining me now is the big man himself, the savior for the NBFC and the housing finance space, Ajay Piramal, Chairman, Piramal Group. Mr. Piramal, thank you very much for joining us, and many congratulations for the completion of this very tricky deal. Well, can you start by telling us what do the debtors get? I mean, how much do banks get? What percentage? The public depositors, FD guys, what's the arithmetic?
So the whole resolution, the whole resolution will be about 38,000 crores, the total amount which will be received, out of which 34,250 will be paid for by us, and there was some other cash which was there in the DHFL. So the resolution, as far as a majority of the creditors, would be 46%. As far as the fixed deposit holders, it will be in the region of about 23% is what the fixed deposit holders would get.
Okay. All right, sir. Then let's come to equity. What are you planning to do with the equity? Who will be the owner of DHFL? I mean, which Piramal entity? And what are you going to do with the remaining equity?
So Piramal Capital and Housing Finance Limited, which is a 100% subsidiary of Piramal Enterprises, will merge into DHFL, and the name will be changed into Piramal Capital and Housing Finance Limited. So the equity will be given by Piramal Capital. The amount of equity, the amount that we have spent is 34,250 crores, out of which 19,550 crores is debentures, which will be issued, which have been issued by Piramal, and the balance will be in terms of cash and equity, which Piramal is giving.
Mr. Piramal, what will be the timeline of this deal being closed? You know, the lenders have signed the execution agreement. You've transferred the money to an escrow. There are still some pending cases in various courts. So what is a realistic timeline that you could tell us?
No, actually the payment has been being made to all the creditors as well. The payment is completed now. Okay. And the court cases, I mean, there is no stay as far as the company is concerned. The next step is the merger process, which is also defined in the NCLT, and that's a matter of perhaps a week or so. So you will soon see that it is actually, the transaction is completed. There's not dependent anything on the court cases. Yeah. The court cases have not stayed anything, and the court cases are not against us. It's with the COC, and they just want to know that the allocation of money should be in a different manner than what has been done.
Okay. So it will pose no danger to the deal, you think?
No, the deal is completed.
Okay. So if I can press you a little more on the equity, because, you know, a large number of equity investors are listening to you at this point in time. So what happens? Piramal Capital will, after it reverse merges, will be the 100% owner, and it's delisted. Is current equity going to be written down? What is the equity design?
So as far as the NCLT is concerned, as far as the what has been approved as a resolution plan, the existing shareholders of DHFL, that has been delisted, and they are not, that will be extinguished. These will be now Piramal Capital, which is a 100% subsidiary of Piramal Enterprises. That is the entity that will remain.
And you plan to list it at some point?
So Piramal Enterprises is listed, and 100%, it's 100% sub, so you can say it's listed.
Oh, okay.
What is your eventual plan now with this merger with DHFL going through within Piramal Capital and Housing Finance? And of course, you become one of the largest affordable housing lender. Is there any sort of demerger within Piramal Capital that you're looking to do to consolidate the financial services business, or what will be the long-term outlook from here on?
So Piramal Capital has only financial services business. I think Piramal Enterprises has two businesses. One is the financial services business, and the other is the pharmaceutical business. We have an 80% company called Piramal Pharma Limited, where we had taken 20% equity from Carlyle. And as I have said in the past, that in the very near future, you see that we will be having two listed entities. One will be Piramal, which will be Piramal Enterprises, and the other will be the pharma business.
Okay, so Piramal Capital has to be perennially hoped for by investors only through Piramal Enterprises. You aren't planning a special separate listing.
Yes, but Lata, if we separate the two, then you have to assume that it's 100% subsidiary.
fair
So
enough.
there's no holding company discount or any such thing. So whether you look at it as a separate company or 100% listed entity doesn't matter.
All right. No, I'll tell you why I'm asking you this question. Would you have some design in mind? Because banking licenses, it's on tap now. So would you design your structure in such a way as to apply for the license? Will you apply right away in the on-tap window or wait for, that new group which may result to further tweaking?
So first of all, the structure that we have, I think, will fit any banking license. That's the first, just as in terms of structure. Okay. But and the second point is that we are not at present going to apply for a banking license. I think first let us have this merger successfully done, which I'm sure we will be able to do, and then we will talk about that.
Okay, Mr. Piramal, could you tell us about what the merged entity will look like? What will be the total book? How much will be retail? How much will be wholesale? And overall, what sort of an outlook are you targeting? You said you want a 50-50 wholesale retail mix.
Yeah, so right, Ritu, you have said that in the near future we will have a 50-50 wholesale and retail mix. Then in the long term, we would go for a 2/3 retail and a 1/3 wholesale mix. Not only are we looking at affordable housing, even today, if you look at it, we have 1 million customers on which we have served in, and we have the average loan book in housing finance is just 17 lakhs.
Oh. What will be the total loan book size of Piramal Capital and Housing Finance once the acquisition of DHFL is completed? What will the merged entity look like?
I think we are just in the process of doing that. Let the auditors look at it, and then I can share you the numbers. But it will be a significant number, let me say that. You've seen the numbers of DHFL, but we will do it.
What is the number? Sorry, sir. What is the number of DHFL? I mean, from the old nearly over 90,000 crore, what is it at the moment? At the moment of taking over?
I told you what we've paid. Now let's look at the book. Just hold on for a few weeks and then we'll come back with the numbers.
Okay. If you can give us a ballpark on how much is wholesale and retail. Forget affordable, just wholesale and retail as of now. Is it 50-50 as of now, including DHFL?
No, it'll be in the near future. So if you look at Piramal's book at the beginning, it'll be about 40,000. Part of it was that's where the book was in terms of wholesale, and we had about 5,000 in terms of retail.
Okay, what is your plan with the insurance venture? That is also something you're acquiring along with DHFL. Could you spell out your plans on that front?
So the insurance venture is a thing that we're still looking at, if I may, if I can say that we have several options with us. As you know, the insurance is a partnership with Primerica, which is a Prudential's insurance firm in the US. We will talk to them and understand what they want to do. Then we'll look at what the options are and decide.
Okay, when you're acquiring DHFL, initially, if I recall, you had only bid for the retail portion of the book. Now, of course, you're acquiring the entire company. Do you still have those plans in mind where you may perhaps look to hive off the wholesale business, sell it to another suitor?
So our plan is not to focus on the wholesale as far as DHFL is concerned. I think our existing book is good. So we will look at options how to look at monetizing this.
So will it be defocusing wholesale and growing retail so much that wholesale is a small part, or will it actually mean monetizing? You're quite sure you'll sell it off?
Yeah, because Lata, as I said, that we already have a good wholesale book in Piramal. So we will look at it. So it's not defocusing. It's only the DHFL book which we may not keep.
Okay, you'll only sell the DHFL wholesale part.
Yeah.
So, do you already have a suitor in mind to acquire DHFL's wholesale book? There were
No,
some.
no.
Okay.
No,
How much is it, sir?
that's what-
It's a small book, isn't it? 5,000 crore. How much is the DHFL wholesale book?
Yeah, so as I said, let me share the numbers a little later,
Okay.
but it's not a significant, it's a small portion of the book.
Okay.
The major book, as far as we are concerned, is the retail book. That's why we have made the investment. Our strategic interest is in the retail book. And retail, not only retail, which is also in the tier 2, tier 3 cities. That's what the strength, I think, of DHFL is.
Well, Mr. Piramal, just hold on to that thought. We have to take a quick break. We are back with some more questions.